Drak!
Sandwich! Kitchen! Now!
Right.
Okay.
Do you want to try it one more time so that we can make sure?
Yeah, I think I heard me.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
we're good,
All
we're
of them are working. Also, I have turned up my audio just a little bit, guys, so if I'm coming in too loud, you're going to have to let me know, because I've got to edit it on the fly. But happy Saturday, everybody. Yeah, I've had a glorious weekend dealing with all of the crybabies at Twitter. Because how dare I not like the new hotness that Blizzard / Activision / Microsoft / whomever will own them next. I didn't like the new hotness that they put out. So, Alex, how about you? Like, have you pissed off Twitter today?
No.
It's a great feeling.
I haven't been on Twitter at all, like, in months.
Ever.
Well, I've been on it before, but not ever.
Yes.
Just not recently.
Are you on any social media at all? I don't think you are.
I've kind of let all my accounts just become inactive now.
You got better shit to do than listen to people yelling.
Yeah.
Well, how did they get in touch with you?
They can find me on YouTube or come to my Discord.
Okay.
Or call me on Discord. I'm on Discord all the time.
But what if they're not on the same server as you?
And follow the server links in any of my videos.
But what about the random numbers outside of your name that you can't see? Because you're not necessarily just Shadowblazer 3000. You're Shadowblazer 3000 hashtag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All that.
Okay.
Yeah, like every Discord login has an address like that.
Oh, that's true. I do have.
Because I have it too, and I can't ever remember it. So people can't talk to me solo. Because I can never remember it, and they're like, can you go look it up? I'm like, no. No, this is where I start boomerang online, because I don't know how to look this stuff up. Why do you want me to look up my friend code?
Why is it raining again?
That's a very good question. Alex, why is it raining again?
Because it's Breath of the Wild and it rains. Yeah, exactly. Why is it always gotta rain?
I know, right? This guy understands. And yes, we are back into the wonderful world of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And actually, you guys will need to entertain for just a second, because I forgot one other thing.
Oh, what did you
Why?
forget?
Because I did, and shut up, or you're gonna have to go give me 2 sandwiches. Does the Jewish grandmother need to give you a topic?
Apparently so. Since when do we have a Jewish grandmother?
Since now!
Have you done all the quests in this game, Alex?
No.
No.
Oh. Maybe I had to do this quest. Alright, leave it to me.
The horseback hoodlums.
How dare they?
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
Good God.
Awesome.
What?
I have a couple of wires crossed with
Okay.
Oh, you know what?
You're gonna steal their horses. Who is shooting?
One of these assholes is.
That is the correct way to look at it. some reason.
Ow! Get over here! Have you ever thought of getting the Lego Star Wars saga thing, Alex?
Not particularly, but I wouldn't be. I might. I haven't really given it any thought at all.
Since it contains all 9 episodes. I don't know. Does it contain any of the Clone Wars stuff, or is it just strictly
I think it's
just the 9 movies?
yeah. Well, maybe it'll have references to some of the other side movies. I know it has references to the Mandalorian.
Well, yeah, I was thinking.
I don't think it has.
Oh, okay. I did not know if they were gonna include like the Clone Wars, like the other one did, or not the other one, but when they had a Clone Wars one.
All that for a carrot? Carrot shit.
That's an interesting carrot.
Maybe I'm not at the right stable. What is the problem? What are you doing?
Jeez, how many tags do you have to put in?
As many as will get people here.
Yeah, that's true.
Boom! There we go. There we go. Now YouTube's algorithm is us.
Oh, God.
Now you'll have to deal with people, Alex. How dare I? I made you deal with people.
And it's raining again.
So how was your podcast yesterday?
For the most part, I think the most reception that I've gotten has been after. We didn't really get a whole lot of people.
Well, yeah, but I meant.
So at that point, basically, we talked about the WoW Dragonflight announcement, as well as covered a supposedly leaked document that shows how Shadowlands could have been in 6 months. Ultimately, there is, I didn't say this on the podcast, but there is verifiable proof in it that basically say that, yeah, it's not true. But it actually did have some interesting story details that would have been a whole lot better for the current expansion if they had done it. And so that it was actually an interesting discussion to be had, because we all kind of looked like, oh yeah, that'll be cool. Yeah, that'll be cool.
So all those were technically not true?
Technically, no. Because ultimately, one of the things that kills it is, much like with a lot of leaks, I say leaks, people will put up little disclaimers basically saying, nobody else is right, I'm the only one that's right. And so this one did it, and ultimately, they were talking specifically about the WoW Dragonflight leaks that some of which had been verified. So at that point, it was already wrong. But I thought that it had enough cool story ideas that actually would have been cool for the previous expansion. And unfortunately, they didn't happen, and part of that is because Blizzard is, well, eating their own shit, and also because, well, they also love to circle jerk each other. Seriously, dude, like, okay, you know this by now. I've watched a lot of WoW expansion reveals and everything like that. This is the one that I actually cringed at.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was basically a round table of Blizzard developers all going, we're Blizzard! We're just so great! Everything that comes out of our ass is just gold! It really was that, because like they made very few key announcements to this expansion and thought that would be enough, and turns out they had nothing but overwhelming apathy by the audience. I especially loved a lot of the prominent WoW accounts going, "Oh, there was a WoW thing today? I was busy playing Final Fantasy XIV."
Isn't Final Fantasy 14 a online?
Yep, it's an MMO.
You actually were playing it?
No, but when the first patch for Shadowlands hit, there was a mass exodus from World of Warcraft to Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh.
So much so that the Final Fantasy XIV fans officially hate the WoW fans. They didn't hate them before, but then when they started flooding their servers, that's when they hated them. Which even Brenton he remembers that day. He remembers the day the servers got queued for like an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad, but at the same time, like, I know people hate queue times, but that's the sign of a successful MMO, is that you're going to have rampant queue times for people trying to get in. It sucks, but it's a good sign. The only time it's not a good sign is when we have verifiable evidence that there's a DDoS attack happening.
Yeah, that's not a good time.
Well,
Yes.
hopefully it wasn't.
But it has to be verified. So like, thankfully, Square and Blizzard and even BioWare have like early detection systems so that they can announce that this is happening.
Well, hopefully it wasn't like, well, if the queue was for about an hour, hopefully there was people actually waiting.
No, that was the problem. The queue exists when the server is full. So at that point, you can't get in, and so now there's a line to get into the server to go and do your stuff. So
I mean, there was only a time when I had to like call IT at my job one time, and we're like waiting for like there's nobody in line, but yet we had to wait for about 11 minutes. So it's like.
And do you want to know why you had to wait 11 minutes? Because they probably had to deal with some boomer company owner.
Who knows?
IT department, have you tried turning it on and off again?
Actually, you're not too far off. Because usually when crap like that happens, it's usually because their IT guy is like on vacation.
Yeah.
Because then at that point, it's like, it's okay, Ralph. It's okay. Just go call the IT people. They'll help you. And then at that point, usually when the IT guy comes back from Bermuda or wherever he went, the boss basically goes, we're happy to have you back. You can never leave. Never again. It's not allowed. To which, thankfully, my older brother has gotten that so many times. He's just kind of generally responded to, nice to see you too. So... but yeah, so that basically happened, and
You picked up a rock. I got a rock.
No, that only works when we're playing Horizon.
I'm sorry.
No, it actually doesn't. It works whenever you pick up a rock. But the big thing is that a lot of the criticism that I have gotten since then, which I really wish I could tell YouTube to stop editing my fucking comment section. I really do, because they filter the dumbest shit. Because there was one where like nobody was using a curse word, nobody was calling me a C word or anything like that,
right.
And YouTube still banned it,
right?
And didn't even wait for me to approve or anything like that. Just boom, gone.
Yeah.
All I have as evidence is the email that is on my phone. That's it. And,
yeah.
And what's better is I couldn't even read the whole thing because eventually, like, it goes dot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dot.
It's like, come on. He's not being an asshole. I want to read what he said.
Yeah.
So at that point, a lot of people were just like, I thought you were. It was either I thought you were done with WoW content, which partially yes. But the other thing was like, I'm so glad that people like you don't get any kind of attention. You're such a negative Nancy, and how dare you have negative opinions?
Hey, calm down.
I'm calm. These are the people that basically responded. And what they don't realize is like, I am not your natural YouTuber. And what I mean by that is I'm not following my analytics. like religion. I am doing what I want to do because I think that's the more entertaining content. Wouldn't you agree, Alex?
I don't need it. It's just red choo-choo jelly. I probably need it, but I don't need it now.
But yeah, what I said before is like, I'm doing content that I want to do. Isn't that the content you kind of want to watch?
Yeah.
So at that point, I love the people just basically streaming, no, you need to go and do this content because this is what we want. I'm sorry, whose channel is it?
If you want to do that content, go make your own channel.
Well, I mean, I've seen a few of the Shadow Blazers comment sections, and I do actually find it funny when people...
Oh, not this stupid asshole.
When they immediately demand that you go watch insert popular mainstream anime here.
Yeah.
And then they will respond like years later going, wow, you must not care about any of your subscribers.
I've never gotten
No.
that though. But yeah, I've gotten people who will ask me like, will you watch this show or talk about this show? And I'm like, no.
No. And that's usually kind of where you end it.
Isn't Master Koga just so dreamy? I could stare at that poochy tummy of his all day long.
Yeah.
Man, I am sick of these Yiga assholes everywhere.
Yeah, they seem to find you in droves.
I know, and it's annoying. It's like, go away.
I will say this though, their weapons are still kind of cool. I know, I'm complimenting the enemy and I really shouldn't do that, but I mean, I actually do like their weapons. They do look evil.
At least that one was worth it. He dropped
Yeah,
more
it
than
gave
just
you rupees.
yeah, more than just bananas.
Yes, rupees, not
Rupees.
rubies. I've gotten into so many fights about this in my life. I'm just done having that discussion. It seems Checkers could... Is your horse named Checkers?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great.
It's the one I left in the forest, the dark forest. I can't get it out.
He's still in the dark. Like, Link, are you coming back? It's dark in here.
I mean, I could just kill it and revive it with the horse fairy, but
we need to have the SpongeBob. Meanwhile, and it's just like this horse, just like anytime now.
my poor horse.
Yes.
Or it could be like Ocarina of Time when the Gorgons would say, what did they say? Am I free to go or something?
Oh yeah, in the fire temple.
Yeah.
Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? Yes.
The horse would be saying that. Are you gonna?
Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? You should send the horse god to go and find him. He's like, I only work really on dead horses. But I left him in the dark cavern where the shrine is. Oh, yeah, he's probably dead by now.
Oh, this is not dead horse point. Sorry.
Oh, you go away. I don't want to fight you. You're not worth my time, and you're not worth my energy, and I hate you.
Don't you see, Alex? We must fight to the death. Ooh-ha-ha!
Go away. I'm sick of these stupid guys. Like,
You're sick of those stupid guys. You're sick of the stupid rain.
right now, I'll take the reign over him.
I'm gonna start putting like titles on when I bring this over to Dragon Shadow. Just like I'm sick of this stupid blank, and just put in whatever.
Fuck.
I'm sick of my stupid horse. Why can't he just leave the dark area?
I don't.
You just would rather have a rain cloud following you everywhere than
Yes,
kill
I
them.
would, because at least that doesn't waste my weapons like these stupid guys do. And just for some bananas.
Oh, but since you're not on Twitter, you didn't see the amazing new addition to it, did you?
No.
They added an edit button.
Wow, it's
For
about
10 seconds.
For 10 seconds.
Yes. You have to hit the edit button within 10 seconds. After that, you can't edit it.
That's so dumb. Just let people edit their tweets.
And what's the first thing that Elon says as a promise that if he buys Twitter, he'll fix? He'll put in a proper edit button. And immediately gets like hundreds of thousands of people in support. Wait, an edit button? I swear, following the Elon situation is just comic gold.
Yeah.
Just not for any other reason than just seeing the diehard Twitter, the diehard Twitter people, the people who are on Twitter for like 16 hours a day, all imploding. It's like, how can Elon Musk do that?
I'm surprised he hasn't got a hold of Twitter yet.
Oh, he's already secured the funding, but he still has a bunch of he still has a bunch of hurdles to overcome.
He doesn't have the funding.
No, he does.
He doesn't.
He did officially announce that he has the funding.
Yeah, he says that about everything.
No, but Morgan Stanley confirmed it.
He said that because, like...
No, Morgan Stanley confirmed it, not Elon. Morgan Stanley did.
Morgan Stanley can kiss my ass. Because
well, you don't like them, but they're still a financial institution that can pay for it.
Because he said the same thing about Tesla and, like... Oh, shoot, I can't remember.
Normally, I would agree with you, Alex, but if it was Elon saying it, I would say you're absolutely right. But when you actually do have other financial institutions like Morgan Stanley coming out and saying, yeah, we'll fund it, that's a whole other animal at that point, because now you're like, oh, wow, reputable financial institution actually saying that they'll do it.
I hope they're prepared to lose money.
Well...
It's
Twitter. Of course, everybody's going to lose money unless, I mean, a lot of people are saying that Elon has a reputation with turnovers in small businesses, which I don't know.
Because he pumps and dumps stuff, so.
So at that point, I mean, maybe he just privatizes the code and then he's good. But I just love the fact that he comes in and says, when I own Twitter, I will go ahead and do this. And then everybody goes, oh my gosh, how can he do that?
Well,
and it's just like, guys, first of all, calm the fuck down.
Well, the code's already privatized. It's copyright. It's copywritten. So, it's just the
It's a weird deal. There's parts of it that are public, though.
Yeah, because I guess there are some aspects of the source code.
Yeah, it's a weird deal. It's something that was explained in his TED Talks. That's why he wants to get Twitter, is because he could privatize it and he could make it a whole ton better. I can't remember the exact wording to it, but he said it in his TED Talks. Mainly, I just follow anything Elon when the Elon memes come out on Twitter and basically just like, like they take all of the good images from his Joe Rogan podcast and just put crap on there. Like his face is the face of Hold My Beer at this point. But aside from Elon, I'm also just going to go ahead and point this out for the record. Next week's going to be busy because April decided to be productive. And so we have a bunch of news to get into, Alex.
Yeah, there was.
We have Will Smith, we have PlayStation, we have Square Enix in there.
Bobby.
Hey, Bobby, how you doing? Crap, and I just had a brain fart. I know a lot of people are asking for this, and I don't think we're gonna do it. Is the state of Florida taking away Disney's tax breaks?
Yeah, they're gonna.
Yeah, they
take away their
They
independent
took away
district.
Reedy Creek.
Yeah.
And technically, some people got it wrong. It's not going to be this June. It's going to be next June.
Yeah.
When it officially takes effect. It's like I heard this June. I'm like, whoa. I mean, I've heard of things going into effect like 5 minutes ago, but like usually there's a lot of bureaucracy that has to go into it. But that's what I clarified. Yeah, it's going to be next year. That's a tad too political, but I will say that is actually a shot fired over the bow at Disney.
Yeah.
And frankly, one that I'm kind of glad Ron DeSantis did. That's just me. Like, I'm not the biggest Ron DeSantis fan. I'm not really a fan of any politicians. I take the Obi-Wan Kenobi approach to politicians.
You're not brave enough for politics.
No. I just like, but he's a politician.
And
Don't
not to be
trust them.
trusted. Oh yeah, he's a politician, Anakin. And they're not to be trusted.
Palpatine is a politician. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Look, I love Obi-Wan, but even Obi-Wan has had some weird ass lines. So at that point, I mean, we'll probably not cover that one.
Yeah.
I think we have other
I don't even.
news.
Yeah.
No. Maybe? I can't remember. I mean, we have Johnny Depp basically saying he'll never work with Disney again. But that's about it.
Oh, we won't get 50 more Pirates of the Caribbean
No,
movies?
he officially said on the stand, because he took the stand for most of this week.
Right.
He officially said on the stand he will not do Pirates 6. I think they even said he is in a financial dispute with Disney because they continue to sell Jack Sparrow action figures when he has vocally told them to stop.
Right.
So, yeah, that'll be an interesting thing. But yeah, we have tons of shit to get into, and frankly, I kind of want to take the PlayStation stuff and move that to a roundtable, because I actually want to like compare it to Game Pass and Nintendo Switch Online and all that stuff. But I don't know if we're going to be able to do that, since like you don't know the
nitty gritty details.
No, you don't know those plans very well.
Right.
So at that point, it's kind of hard to talk about them because you don't invest in them. The biggest that you have is you have Steam, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe Humble Bundle through Steam or something like that. But
no, I don't even have Humble Bundle. I just have Steam.
I really don't blame him. Disney did him dirty. Oh, Disney did a lot of people dirty. They did a lot of their employee base dirty.
It's Disney.
Yeah, no. I get what Bobby's saying. Like,
yeah.
Like they did DeSantis dirty. I'm not saying that, but they also did 90% of their employee base.
I think you
dirty.
You mean Depp dirty.
Yeah, Depp as well. Yeah, they did him dirty really bad. I mean, for crying out loud, I was just barely at our Walmart. They still spell Jack Sparrows.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, man. And he doesn't get a dime of it. So yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, it sucks.
Because at that point, like, maybe, which is really sad too, because like he still keeps the costume because he still goes off and does those like children's hospital visits as Jack, but he doesn't want to do like an official movie ever again.
I'm surprised they would want to do another Pirates.
Yeah.
Oh, they do, but they keep on saying that they're going to do a female Captain Jack Sparrow.
Because I'm just like, how many more
of the Captain Jack Sparrow.
It's going to bomb.
Yeah, it's enough with Pirates of the Caribbean already.
Yeah, because I mean,
put the franchise to rest.
If you couldn't even get that, because from what I understand, Pirates 5 with a returning Orlando Bloom, I can't remember if Keira Knightley was in it, but like Orlando Bloom came back as well as Jack Sparrow, and that still didn't. It performed about as well as on Stranger Tides, which isn't good. It's easy enough to say that like Pirates 2 and 3 did better than those. It's not going to work. So at that point, it's not in his best interest to be able to come back. I also know that he said he's not going to be coming back to Warner either to do any projects with them. They'll make it until it is literally milk dry, until the movie actually loses money. Yeah, I mean it's true. They'll keep trying to reinvent the wheel with Pirates, just like Sony tried to reinvent Spider-Man all the time, and video games do it too.
I don't need to be here.
So that's what I'm saying is like April was. How dare April be a productive fucking month? Because we have tons of things, including I think I mentioned Will Smith. We actually got an update this week. Him and Jada are officially done.
Yeah, I've heard that supposedly they're getting divorced or something.
Well, Jada served him papers. So. And unfortunately, because they live in the great state of California, she is entitled to half of his $350 million. Just because. Dude, and if I were Will, I would disown his wife, I'd disown his kids. We're all talking mad shit on him. Either on social media or on... I don't remember what Jada's roundtable show is. Either or. I'd disown all of them.
Yeah, we'll let the lawyers sort it out.
I still want to be a part of it, though. Like, part of me does not feel bad for Will. Because as soon as he basically said, I'm going to stick around when I know my wife is sleeping around, that was kind of like the last straw for me. You know? So at that point, I lost a lot of respect for Will, and at that point, he's earned whatever is coming his way, because he easily could have just walked away and held some of it. Not what the word I'm not looking for is manhood, but he could have had some of his pride still intact. I'm waiting for the crossover where Rey crashes on the pirate world and must be a strong Mary Sue to fix the Millennium Falcon with Davy Jones's fish magic. Oh my god, that actually sounds kind of entertaining.
Davy Jones.
And I hate Rey, so... Do you fear death, Rey Palpatine? That's been the other thing that's actually been really entertaining on Twitter is, for some reason, every other day, Star Wars becomes popular again, and the majority of it is because some weird Reylo out of nowhere comes out and says, it's Rey Skywalker, and then gets deluged with like 10,000, no, it's Rey Palpatine. And then they lose their goddamn mind. How dare you shoot that poor statue in the eye, you bastard!
No, he shot him between the eyes.
Right between the eyes.
Did he deserve that?
Yes, because it has a shrine.
Oh, okay.
If the Sheikah... Don't blame me, blame the Sheikah tribes who put it in, who connected it to the statue.
Sheikah are real bastards.
Yeah.
At least in the Breath of the Wild continuity.
But he's barbecuing.
Yeah, we can smell
Yeah, I can smell that too. I'm like...
which makes me worry, because the first thing I look around in this office is for smoke. There's like...
Uh-oh, what's on fire?
Yeah, exactly. What's on fire? I've put a lot of money into this office.
Yeah.
But no,
you
it's
probably-
just...
Speaking of, I think we're gonna really need to move forward on giving me components for my computer. Cost me damned, because it's starting to give me problems again.
What kind of problems?
Today I had a hard time getting it to boot up to the desktop.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Yeah, I'll look into it. Thankfully, we can get some of those components a little bit cheaper. And now I don't have to worry about dealing with Social Security in the meantime. So, yeah, let me look into it and see if I can get some good prices for it, and because I'm still gonna do that for you if I can.
Yeah. And again, whatever the cost, I'm good for it.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Really quick, though, there is actually one thing I want to bring up here now that I have both of you here against your will.
Against our will.
Okay, that's not the best word, because I haven't necessarily tied you down yet.
Yeah.
Do you believe in...
And what's better is, Alex has hung around me enough to not be worried at that statement at all. Do you believe in cash grabs, Missy? You better. You're in one. Then Skeleton Barbosa does his moonlight drinking trick. What's going on? What's going on with the PC? His PC's having some issues.
Yeah.
So,
it needs a lot. It probably needs a lot of midlife upgrades at this point. So
last week, or I can't remember if it was last week or the week before when we talked about Sega.
Right.
It might have been last week, because we were talking about Sonic Frontiers and what it might have been.
Yeah.
Or not what might have been, what it could
might
be.
Yeah.
And so at that point, one of the things that I mentioned was that Sega has officially announced that they actually are looking into their vault to maybe reboot some franchises.
Yeah, you mentioned that last week.
So at that point, because we got a few people asking this question, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever, Alex, if you had one Sega franchise, like one Sega property, above all else that you would like to see rebooted, you can even dictate like who does it and everything like that, because we know that some of these are being tossed out to third parties.
Right.
What would it be and why? And
okay.
There's a little bit of a premise here.
Right.
You can't pick anything that's active.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Sonic and Yakuza can't be picked.
Yeah, okay.
Also Shenmue, but that's
Right.
just because Shenmue, I don't know what's going on with it.
Well, it has an anime, so there's hope for Shenmue.
It does have an anime.
Yeah. I'd say for Sega property, I'd be kind of interested in seeing them try again with bring back. It might be Valkyrie, I don't know how you say it, Valkyria Chronicles.
Isn't that still active?
I don't think so. I'd have to look. I don't think they've had a game in it in quite a while.
Okay.
I haven't really followed the franchise that closely.
I'd love to see a remake and update to Pitfall.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right! Pitfall the Mayan Adventure. Yeah, Sega technically owns it.
Right.
Okay, so sorry, go ahead.
So yeah, it's like I haven't really followed the franchise. I tried. The first game was actually gifted to me. Thank you, Forlorn Hope, for gifting that to me. And, okay, this is gonna sound weird, but I actually hated the game. But I like the ideas behind the game.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong because I might be thinking of another game series. This is the one where it's like all based in like a World War One kind of environment.
Yeah, exactly. It is like a bit of a
I always get Valkyria and Panzer Dragoon mixed up in my head for some reason.
Right, because Panzer Dragoon does sound like a tank game, but that's like a fantasy game.
No, it's a dragon riding game.
Yeah.
So it's like a weird take on shmups.
Yeah. So yeah, Valkyria Chronicles is like a tactical RPG game. And I like the concept. I just think the gameplay is not very intuitive, and I think it's kind of cheap in many places.
Okay.
But otherwise, I liked what they were doing with the story, and I liked the concept of the gameplay.
At that point, would you want a specific company to work on it, or
I don't know. Anybody could be okay, right? Just my conditions would be make the gameplay a little more streamlined.
Because at that point, if it's a really great tactical RPG, I'd almost want to put the people who just barely did Triangle Strategy doing it, because they were, I think they got a couple of former Tactics Ogre people, and so at that point they would have the expertise to be able to do it and do it right. So.
Okay. Yeah, so my conditions would be just like, streamline the gameplay a little bit better. I haven't played any sequels, so maybe they do improve a lot of these in the sequels.
Wait, we're both wrong. The world needs a new version of Shove It? Is there an actual property named Shove It?
I don't know. I've never heard of that such a thing.
Bobby, you need to put this in the Discord or something. I need to see it, because
Can you imagine?
it sounds to me like a trash-talking video game, which actually might be intriguing now.
Could you imagine a remake of Golden Axe?
That'd be kind of cool.
Well, they did remake Golden Axe.
They did?
And, yes, and everybody remembers it for the meme, "Buy My Balls, Woman."
Okay.
I wouldn't mind it, but it would be an interesting to see what direction they went with it, because the Beast Rider one, which I'm referring to, I think was done as like a Devil May Cry action game. But it would actually be cool if we found some kind of a resurrected Golden Axe property by the people who did like Streets of Rage 4. That might be cool. It's a game where you push boxes into a warehouse corners. And I'm immediately disappointed. Okay, so is that your one, Andrew?
Yeah, that's my one.
That's one.
Yeah. That's actually kind of surprising. I thought for a guarantee you'd say Alex Kidd.
Well, Alex Kidd did come back, so...
Well, yeah.
That's true.
I did not know if that would count. Otherwise, I would have counted
That's
it.
true. I will say right off the bat, I will continue to push this. I would love to see a tried and true JRPG return of Phantasy Star.
Yeah, more traditional RPG style. That would be cool too. I like that.
Actually, I would say, like, because I know in the past that they've made pitches for it, I would give it to Atlas. Because Atlas has kind of refined the JRPG formula to an extent with games like Persona. So at that point, I would love to see what they would do with it, with a hyper scientific, like hyper sci-fi setting like Phantasy Star.
Yeah. Atlas or...
I'm not saying that PSO is bad by any stretch. I like, it's a roguelite at this point, and so I don't necessarily hate them. I love roguelites, but I do want to see like a tried true return. You can even reboot the whole fucking thing. I don't care. Just put it in that hyper futuristic setting. That's all I would care about. And if I couldn't get that, I would say, and again, this would be Atlas, I would hand them Shining Force. Just because I know that they can also do tactical RPGs fairly well. So at that point, yeah, I'd be okay with that.
I guess the only second thing that I would probably go with is Echo the Dolphin.
Echo the Dolphin.
I remember playing that a lot.
Okay. Yeah, that... I'm trying to think of a team that would take it on, but right now the only thing I can think of is indie teams, because I would want it to go back to kind of its 16-bit roots.
Oh, Bayonetta.
No heavily... Well, yeah, Bayonetta is a Sega property.
Altered Beast.
Altered Beast would be a cool one. If that came back, like, as a beat-em-up, that'd be cool. I'll drop a YouTube video link in the Discord, lol.
Oh,
I'm embarrassed to say I lost hours into the game when I was younger. Dude, I've lost hours into Pokemon Puzzle League. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Like, that's the one thing. I will say right here and now. there is one way to get me to slap down the money right here and now for a Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack for N64 is if they put Puzzle League in it.
Oh, hey, Dragon.
That would totally make me buy it, and Andrea would hate me, but like I was addicted to that game for some weird reason.
Wow, that's weird. Crazy Taxi.
Crazy.
Oh,
Taxi.
that'd be a great return. Everybody come back, it's time for Crazy Taxi.
I never heard of it.
Oh, it was Dreamcast, and it was hilarious fun. It's basically, if you've ever played like The Simpsons Hit and Run, it's based on that kind of where that was like Simpsons Grand Theft Auto basically, but in this case it was like you play a taxi driver who is willing to get people to their destination by ignoring as many traffic rules as possible. So it's like cruising, but you're a taxi driver.
Panzer Dragoon.
Panzer Dragoon.
She doesn't hate you now? What? Wait, what? Oh, I mean... Andrea, do you hate me?
For what?
Alex, do you need to hold me? No, she gets frustrated with me at times, but no. Especially when I tease her like I did today, where she said, oh, I'm going to be home in like 10-15 minutes. And usually with her work, that means 45 minutes to an hour. And so I actually teased her when she got home. I'm like, 25 minutes, you still lied. So, but yeah, no, I would go with those. Also, I would love to see a return of Shinobi, and I would actually give it to Platinum. I would give it to Platinum Games and let them go crazy with the prospect, because I don't necessarily need Joe Musashi telling me to not take drugs, but if you want to just like do a ninja game, I'd be totally on board with it. I think a return of Shinobi is necessary at this point. But that's one of the beauties of this discussion, is like we don't know what properties are being discussed. So at that point, it's cool to just kind of theorize, like, what should come back. Because we haven't, and mainly the reason why we think it should come back is because we haven't seen iterations of it in a long time. And Sega has a lot of those. I would actually say they have more than Nintendo does.
Yeah, probably
because,
so.
Like, if they open up their fucking vault, it actually might be like a big deal. And it would make me very happy. And I noticed, and I know a few people are going to be like, well, why didn't you say Shenmue? Shenmue 3 didn't deliver. And frankly, considering all of the hullabaloo that went into Shenmue 3, I don't feel comfortable with giving Yu Suzuki another chance.
Could you imagine Star Wars Arcade?
Well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because Disney wouldn't let it happen. Super Monkey Ball technically has continued to go. Toe Jam and Earl has technically had a reboot, and it failed. Oh, Virtua Fighter we can't do, because Virtua Fighter got redone. Because they literally built Virtua Fighter 5 in the Yakuza engine. And so at that point, I'm guessing they did that to fund a new Virtua Fighter. But yeah, there's a lot of properties in there that I think should be brought back. I would love to see like a modern 2.5D sequel to Comic Zone. That might be interesting. But given like the current gaming industry environment, there's a lot of good companies out there that I think would do right by Sega's properties. Unlike some other companies that I can mention. What are two franchises you would genuinely love to see a well-done crossover?
That's a good question.
See, a lot of the big crossovers that I would have want have all happened. So Capcom and SNK, they finally did one. Marvel versus Capcom is like one of the greatest crossovers as far as I'm concerned. Project Cross Zone technically happened. And even though it technically has, I mean, you could call Mario and Sonic at the Olympics being the Nintendo Sega crossover, but ultimately it actually would be cool if you had some kind of like Project Cross Zone game that mixed Nintendo and Sega.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers would be the ultimate crossover.
In fact, it is.
That's why we can never ask.
No, you need to say it right.
Okay. Never ask me for anything again.
Not you.
Not me, obviously, but...
Never ask Sakurai for anything ever
well,
again.
you said say it right, so I meant you wanted me to say it in the first person.
Oh, okay, sorry. I apologize. I should have clarified that.
Let's see, where am I going now?
You're going in the water.
Yeah.
See, a well-done crossover, it's... In my opinion, some of the best crossovers that have been done have not been like RPGs or anything like that. It's been like beat 'em ups or tactical RPGs or stuff like that. So I wouldn't want to like put those in whole new venues or whatever. In fact, what I would probably propose is if they were going to do like a Project Cross Zone with Nintendo and Sega, I would do it as like a tactical RPG.
Right.
Because there are a lot of characters that could just fit into a set niche. And so at that point, you can just say, okay, well, this is a gunner character, this is a sword character, and you can have your choice of either Link or Shinobi. That would be actually a really great choice if we had to choose between Link and Joe Musashi.
Yeah.
I would genuinely giggle at that.
Yes?
Hi. So yeah, that's definitely one I would do. I know a lot of people want Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, and no, you don't. You don't want that. It would look dumb. Marvel versus DC in a fighting game might be fun, but I am actually on the other side of the fence in saying that I would not want NetherRealm to do it. Because I don't think NetherRealm, given their current viewpoint, that they would be honorable to either franchises. Because they made a lot of decisions with MK11 that are deplorable, as far as I'm concerned. Like, just embrace who you are, Ed Boon. Embrace your past. It's okay. If you don't want to do that stuff anymore, that's fine, but you can easily just do costumes for that. And I mean, at that point, if you're going to do another Injustice game, like, I don't even know if I would want Power Girl into it, because you would do everything in your power to hide the boob window. Which is dumb, because that boob window has actually become, like, the defining characteristic of Power Girl. Alex has a brain fart right now. Who's Power Girl?
Yeah.
You watch Superman the Animated Series, right?
Probably here and there.
Did you see like one of the later seasons where Supergirl got cloned?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so that's the premise. Is that Supergirl gets cloned by Cadmus, which is basically the US government trying to create aces in the hole should Superman ever turn on them.
Right.
Kind of thing. So they create Power Girl, which is basically a Supergirl clone that works for the US government. But they literally kind of like put her in an outfit that actually gives her like this little boob window.
Okay.
And that's become like the defining characteristic of Power Girl. So I know, as soon as Andrea comes back, we're talking boob windows. And then immediately she's like, fucking hell, Adam.
This is what we do when you're not here.
We talk boobs. We're guys. That's what happens.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure at one point my wife is just going to look at me and go, "Could you please stop talking about boobs?" No. I just can't. Boobs are great.
Boobs are great.
They are, in fact.
It's actually a line in an anime I'm watching.
Oh, God. Now I'm afraid to ask, what are you watching?
Look,
If you say Ikitosen, I'm gonna kick you out of here.
No, it's not Ikitosen.
Okay.
It's a new show. I'm trying to think what the English title is.
I'm willing to tolerate a lot of things, and your love of Dragon Maiden crosses the line a little bit.
It's called The Executioner and Her Way of Life.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's a newer. It's a brand new show this season. So.
I think I've heard of it. Yeah, are we talking like gargantuan? They could easily crush her head kind of boobs.
No.
All right, then you're saved. I'm a lover of boobs, but I am also a solid believer in something that my brother from another mother has said: anything bigger than a handful is a waste. And not only that, but it's a detriment to everybody that has to wield them around.
Yeah.
I wonder how many quests there are in this game.
I don't know.
Somebody did a tally. It's not that it's not compared to like Red Dead Redemption. It's not that big, but the number's pretty big. Okay, what about this? If you could pick one game and have it remade by a different studio, director, etc., what and who?
Interesting question. I don't think I have one.
I wouldn't know too many of them, to be honest.
Okay, so pick a game, and then I'll fill in the gaps. If you could pick one game and have it remade.
Right.
I think we broke her. I think we broke her.
I'm still thinking. Okay, here's one that I would say. If they can remake the Lion King Sega Genesis game.
Just the Genesis game?
Well, I haven't played too many of the other ones.
For example, I would love for the From Software team that made Elden Ring to remake Shadow of the Colossus. Do you have a death wish? I'm just asking, Bobby. Do you have a death wish?
Was that against me or what?
No. He wants From Software, the guys who make Elden Ring and Dark Souls, to remake Shadow of the Colossus. Do you have a death wish? You want to have Hidetaka Miyazaki recreate the Colossi? Are you insane? A multi-death wish fantasy? Yes. Okay, so Lion King for Genesis. And the problem that you have is which studio should do it?
Yeah, if they were to...
And it has to be the exact same or
whatever.
I would say give that to Way Forward. They would do great with that.
yeah, I'd go the indie direction plus Way Forward.
I mean, that would work. I always liked...
Or Yacht Club. Yacht Club could do it, too.
Yeah.
I always loved playing that when
I have Ice Arrows.
I had it.
I do.
Okay.
Well, before it came out to Switch, at least. But...
Yeah, but that collection was very disappointing. It should have been, like, all the different variations, because at least with Aladdin, you had actually different variations of the game. Because the Super Nintendo game and the Genesis versions of Aladdin are very different.
Oh, I didn't
in their
even
approach. Yeah, two completely different teams, and on top of that, very different approaches.
Hey, stop that! That's Boss's cannon! Don't you dare touch that lever!
Oh, fuck you! Not this motherfucker!
What, this one?
Yes!
Hey, I got $50.
You and Aldo teased this guy to me for so long.
Yeah, this is the go-around named Drak!
You teased him for so long, and I was so fucking disappointed when I finally found him. No, I'm not fucking voicing him.
Oh, did you know he was a Goron, or did they say there was
I had been told that he was a Goron, but I had not been told, like, what, like, I didn't know what the Gorons looked like at that point, because I went in different directions. For some reason, I decided to go and do, what's it called? The camel one. I decided to go to Gerudo Desert
Boris, yeah.
and then I had to restart and then go do Ruta. But I hadn't seen the Gorons yet, and as far as I'm concerned, the Gorons are the weakest version of all of the iterations.
Drak,
Because of their weird anime looks.
Drak, your forearms are godly. Good for you.
Boing! Are you saying that I have big anime eyes?
Oh yeah,
Arms,
did you
not
just
eyes.
hate it because of his eyes?
No, I hated it because he's a fucking dunderhead.
Yeah,
I literally said to Aldo, like, what are you trying to say? Am I a fucking dunderhead to you?
no, I don't get where you're getting with that.
Well, Aldo was like, well, no, well, maybe. It's
Heat
like,
level
you
2.
motherfucker. He's helmet ready.
He's like Bob the Builder there.
Sorry, give me a second for me to do my Woody here for a second. I knew this day would come, and I dreaded it because I knew that because you guys were excited when you were, oh my gosh, Drak is in the game. I'm like, really? I'm in the game? Okay, that's kind of cool. Like somebody has my name, and then I find him. I'm just like, you motherfuckers.
Jeez.
I'm so fucking disappointed.
You're so upset. I don't understand if your name was Yonobu and you saw Yonobu and you're like, oh, Yonobu sucks. Who's this Yonobu jerk? You Nobu? I Nobu.
So, yeah, my problem is that he's like he's just a dunderhead. So it's just like, oh, I got made into a Goron that has to go help the other Goron who has back issues and isn't even like the most noble of all the Gorons. No, my name is attached to that dunderhead.
You know what? He reminds me. That would remind me of the what's the guy from?
But I guess it shouldn't even matter because now that we've started streaming, people aren't even calling me Drak that much anymore.
They just call you Adam now.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, I meant he kind of reminds you of the guy from Lego the movie.
Oh.
Whatever.
You mean the main guy?
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Andrea. Is that how you see me?
Well, everything was awesome. When you,
It was actually, in fact, awesome. And if I was actually going to cast myself, I would be the guy who didn't have any pants on. Hey, honey, where's my pants? It's the dumbest show present ever.
A Drak.
Drak Van Dam.
Drak Van Dam.
Just so I could have cheap excuses to pull out Jean-Claude Van Damme lines from Street Fighter specifically, because that's the corniest lines Jean-Claude, in my opinion, has ever had. And I'm going to kick that son of a bitch Bison's ass so hard that the next Bison wannabe is gonna feel it. Because you have to deliver it that way. That's how stupid it is.
Bam! Bulletin! Ow.
I actually got somebody criticizing me once because I mentioned my love of Jean-Claude Van Damme Guile. He's like, you do know that he's like part French, right? And I totally played it too. I'm just like, no. Is he? Well, now I feel insensitive. Oh well, I hate the French anyway. And I just kept going. Maybe that's why he couldn't land any good why he couldn't land any good movies. At least Chuck Norris has a better reputation. And just kept going from there. Oh my goodness. So yes, we've now had that. I knew it was coming.
Do you remember some of the games we used to play on?
I'm at least thankful to Romney. Romney cared enough about my feelings because he's like, okay, I'm gonna warn you, he's not that great.
And you remember we owned a DOS computer?
I vaguely remember that.
Weird.
You have a DOS computer? Cool, we can play Mega Man on DOS.
We used to.
Prepare your ears for the raping, Alex. Because of all the random deep, doop, deep.
I just remember a long time ago when I don't know if it was installing stuff or something. You had to do all that manual typing, and it was a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Don't you dare mock DOS.
I've used DOS.
DOS was a great time.
Well, yeah,
Go
back
away.
in the days.
Yeah,
Back in my day.
I don't have a lot of experience with DOS, but I use DOSBox. That's about it.
Did any of you ever play an old DOS-based game called Privateer? I have seen it played, but I didn't own it. Technically, one of our family friends owned it, and
Oh shit!
I don't know how many times my brother asked him to borrow it, and the kid would just
too
never
late.
let it be borrowed because he put so many fucking hours into it.
I remember this.
I actually remember when and this was like when Facebook was brand spanking new. The dude had upgraded to like an Alienware type PC,
Dang.
and he couldn't play Privateer on it anymore
Yeah, that's
because it was way too fast for it, and the guy had like the worst week ever because he just really wanted to play Privateer, and he couldn't play it on his Alienware PC, and his other one had died. So he's like,
that's too
"Oh,
bad."
sorry, man." But you want to talk about like snowflake type rants? This guy went on all of them. Everything pissed him off. Everything was not awesome that week for him. And it's like, dude, I get your pain, but it was a fantastic game that was just too ambitious. Well, a lot of PC games back then were just too ambitious. And that's why we love them. I especially loved a really ambitious game called Monkey Island. Because back then, nobody was doing stories about fucking pirates.
it's true.
No, everything was fantasy and sci-fi, and holy shit, the first thing Ron Gilbert thinks of in his head, he's like, what can I do about that could be funny? Oh, pirates.
Pirates.
And he's later even admitted that, like, he even saw, like, a Lego pirate playset, and that just like, oh, yeah, pirates haven't been done before. It's like, yes, Lego Pirates inspired Monkey Island. Speaking of which, I'm getting a new Monkey Island game, Alex. I'm so happy.
Oh, yay.
Return to Monkey Island is coming out later this year. And it will be the first Monkey Island game that Ron Gilbert has worked on since the original Monkey Island 2. Like, they brought him in for the... So a lot of people will be like, well, what about the special editions that you guys played? He came in, but he came in for commentary.
Right.
He was off actually working on other things. He was working on other games. So at this point, he actually worked out the deal with Disney to secure the rights to Monkey Island, and he's going to do Return to Monkey Island, which is going to be an interquel, actually, because it's going to take place right... So do you remember the ending of Monkey Island 2?
No, I
Where they turned out to be little kids?
No, I don't remember that, actually.
Yeah, it's like a weird twist ending where, like, you have this final confrontation with LeChuck, and then it turns out you're both kids in a carnival that got lost,
Right.
kind of thing. And that's where this game is gonna start. Is after that weird ending that Ron Gilbert made.
Oh no, Goro.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. What am I gonna do?
This is also the reason why I don't like the Gorons.
Monsters! They're here! They found
I
me!
never played Monkey Island.
Help! Huh?
Bobby,
You know.
I need your Steam account right now. I'm sending you the entire Monkey Island series, and you must play it. I have actually kind of teased every now and again that I will find a way to do a solo stream where I can just bust through Monkey Island games, because adventure games back in those days were, as you guys have seen, they're not long. They're like 4 hours, but they're great. They're great storytelling platforms, as Alex can attest.
Yeah,
Like, he's liked a lot of the ones that we've shown,
yeah, they've been fun. I've enjoyed the
including
Monkey
Full
Island.
Throttle, which taught us very clearly that you can't beat a Corley, not even Mark Hamill. Yunobo.
You used bosses.
This guy is
damn it.
also one of the reasons why I don't like Gorons in Breath of the Wild. I'm sorry, but a big, hulking, scared-ass Goron is not what I want to see. You might as well have had him have a little dog sidekick and then have Scooby-Doo moments with
And
them.
your little dog too.
Do I foresee an old school high school style sleepover, pizza, soda, Monkey Island? I don't know. That sounds kind of good, but probably not. I miss those days when you could actually get away with that as kids.
Yeah.
When you weren't paying for it. But unfortunately, now I pay for it.
Yep.
It sucks. I actually have considered whether or not to do Return to Monkey Island as a solo stream, but right now we stream like 5 days a week. So at that point, I'd have to cut something out, especially if I had work the next day. So maybe. But anyway, we have completely been ignoring your question, Bobby. So I want to get back to it. So Andrea said Lion King, and I think we're all in agreement. Like Yacht Club, Way Forward, a studio like that should do it.
Yeah.
What's a game that you would like to see remade?
Don't have anything in mind right now. Ooh, I made it. Yeah, but
That should not have worked. My luck is rubbing off on you.
all right. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I guess I've said it before. The original Dot Hack games. I'd
Okay,
love to see
would you want CyberConnect to do it?
Yes, I would.
What if they didn't have time? Then you'd cry.
Yeah, I'd cry.
You'd cry a little bit inside.
Yeah, because they did great.
This is one of those things where it's got to be them or nothing.
Yeah. I just can't think of anybody else who could do it.
I have a list, Bobby. Honestly, I have a list.
Here's a game.
I will tell you right here and now, one I have been begging for a long time, since 2014, in fact. Fuck you, Aldo. Is Strider. I want a return of Strider. Ever since they did the Metroid, because they basically took
I can't do this one.
took Strider from being a platform action game to a Metroidvania title, and it was a seamless transition. I would love to see a brand new game in the Strider universe. And I like the fact that a bunch of Strider successors are coming out. Don't get me wrong, but I just would love to see Strider come back. Strider Hiryu needs to have a new game. God damn it. I know some people will want me to say Mega Man. I'm not sure about that. Mega Man has like 11 games. Mega Man has a secured future. There are games out there that never got the chance to get off the ground.
Right.
And I'd want to give it to them now. So, like, for example, SNK's Crystallis, I would love to see, like, a remake of that. And if I was going to pick a team to do it... Well, let me answer Strider first, because Double Helix can't do it. Double Helix, instead, is now a part of Amazon. So they're off doing other things. So at that point, I would probably hand...
Do you remember this game?
I'd hand Strider over to one of two companies. Way Forward, because Way Forward has proven that they can do Metroidvanias very seamlessly. And I think Strider would be one of those properties that they would have a lot of fun with. Or I would hand it over to 505 Games. Do you know who 505 Games is?
It sounds familiar.
So they're the ones that did the Bloodstained games.
Right.
And so they didn't do Ritual of the Night, but they did the Curse of the Moon 8 and 16-bit versions. They've done those. They also have the Azure Striker Gunvolt under their properties. So I'd hand Strider over to them because I think that they would do amazingly with it. So either 505 or Way Forward. I'm fine with either or. And then what was the other one that I mentioned? So Strider and shit. This is what happens.
This is a game that I used to always play.
Hold on. Give me a second. I want to. So I was talking about Mega Man. Oh, Crystallis. Crystallis. Fuck.
No.
Pardon my French, but I don't want to hand it over to Way Forward because Crystallis was basically SNK
Do you have to
trying
freeze the
to do.
water, or could you freeze
I
it?
can crouch, I believe.
It was SNK's attempt to do a Zelda game. So at that point, I might actually hand that over to the people that recently redid ActRaiser. Because that might be an interesting way to do it, or I'd find an indie company to do it. Because I don't trust a lot of AAA companies to bring back a property like Crystallis. So, sorry, go ahead and show me that.
Okay, so this is the game that we used to always play on the DOS computer.
I have lost respect for you. No, I have not, honestly. There's a dozen kind of games like that. It's basically an education game.
Yeah.
The tree horse. The tree horse.
The tree horse.
Your tree house is a whore. No, that's not what the tree house.
That was just like one of those.
It just reminds me of like that old school nursery rhyme game that we would play in first grade on rinky-dink Apple computers.
Oh, would you like to have a remake of Oregon Trail?
There is one. There's like a dozen of them.
I've never seen them.
The one that I actually like is it's actually called Oregon Trail.
Stop moving.
And it's actually like Oregon Trail but in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So like instead of like having a wagon, it's like you're hauling a car.
Yeah, you're like
with oxen.
Yeah, I've seen
Right.
that.
And able to keep your people alive and not.
Yeah, except instead of them dying of dysentery or whatever, it's like you can still die of a broken bone, but then you'd also get people getting bitten.
Giant ancient
or
gore.
I think one of the other things they did is like you could find people that are looking very skittish, and you can bring them into your caravan, and then they turn into a zombie and kill you.
I think we also owned
Great Limbo.
Castle Wolfenstein.
The original Castle Wolfenstein.
Well, the 3D ones.
Oh, okay, so Wolfenstein 3D.
Yeah. We actually played.
You vile, murderous people.
I don't remember that, so before my time, I guess.
Dare you wanted to shoot Hitler, you bastard.
To play it.
Yeah, so before my time.
But,
Thank
but I
God.
think Adam played it.
Yeah, he did.
Our brother Adam, not this
I'll
Adam.
guarantee you he did. Because id was the in thing at that point. Everybody was playing id Software games. And poor id. It is just not anywhere near what it used to be. See, I almost expected it to basically go sproing! And you only got one. Well, damn. I guess I'm disappointed. Nah, I'm kidding. Yeah, those are the games that I would remake, but they're like it's literally a laundry list of games. There are games like on the PlayStation era, like Alundra, that I would love to see return back, and I want Cooking Mama and Killing Floor. Killing Mama telling you how good you are at murder. Oh my god, that's actually a great premise. Keep killing them. You can do it.
Oh, I didn't even have a little.
I remember there was this other one game that I tried once when I had a sleepover with one of my friends, you know. It was like called Zombies
Ate My Neighbor.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Yeah, that's rare.
I think she owned it. So.
Has that gotten rebooted?
I don't know.
I want to say it has, but not by Rare.
Yeah,
it was by an indie
I
company.
feel like it. Yeah, I think it did have a remake.
I think it had a
recently.
reboot. Yeah,
Fairly recently.
because I want to say it was like a WiiWare thing, kind of like a Boy and His Blob, as well. Got a reboot. That's like the one thing that's going to be very disappointing next year is the Wii U and 3DS eShops will die.
Yeah, it's too bad.
and then emulators will rule the world.
Emulators shall rule the world.
I swear to God, I need to bring Rising Sun on for another talk about piracy because I'm officially, I might start joining the profession. I'm getting so pissed off with a lot of companies.
Yeah, welcome to the dark side, Adam. Wow. We got muffins.
Are you allowing me to wear the color black?
I am.
All right, cool. You got some hot babes on that side?
I'm sure we do.
All right, cool. Sorry, hen, but I gotta go where the boobs are.
All comes back to the boobs.
It all comes back to the boobs.
I made it! Woohoo!
See, and deep down, Andrea, just to
And
end this
$100.
conversation, was like, fall.
Die.
How dare you guys talk about boobs? Or guys, we talk about boobs. Boobs
Yep.
are great.
Whee! Ride the wind, Link. Ride the wind.
But don't be the Wind Waker. That's another link.
Yeah, that's another Link.
Light it, light it, light it.
So light it up, up, up. Wrong weapon. I need to change to the.
Yeah, they're on fire.
Fire! Yeah!
They're on fire.
That's actually a game I need to try out. I actually didn't know this, but Beavis and Butthead got an adventure game, and apparently it's fucking good. So, somebody was pointing that out to me that I need to find it. I think it's called Virtual Stupidity.
Ice arrows. That's always useful.
Because I actually got asked, like, have you ever played it? And I'm like, no, I didn't even know it existed. It's like, dude, that would have been like right when you were a kid. Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna walk in with a Beavis and Butthead game. That'll make my mom the happiest woman ever. Even my wife here knows that wouldn't have been a good idea.
A lot of chests in here. Forest Welder sword.
That'd go over about as well as when I actually bought a PC version of the Simpsons arcade game. Spoiler, it didn't go over well with Mom.
I wouldn't think so.
No, because this was still around the time where the Simpsons were kind of evil.
Yeah.
Because they were actually, you know, making relatively like this was the Simpsons during their edgier days. And that's when the arcade game hit, and holy shit. Holy shit, she hated The Simpsons.
There we go.
See, okay, Shadow, this is geared towards you. What would you think of a JoJo's Undertale crossover?
I've never watched JoJo, so I don't.
And I don't think you've played Undertale, have you?
Nope.
Yeah,
Have
So
we tried Undertale or?
I have.
Oh.
And Forlorn Hope is still mad at me about it to this day.
I couldn't remember.
I wasn't a big fan. I mean, I saw why a lot of people liked it, but keep in mind, guys, a lot of the, like, I hadn't played a Persona game before then. Maybe now I wouldn't have such an issue with it, but a lot of people got mad at me because I went what's basically called the genocidal trail.
right.
Because it's an RPG. What do you do in RPGs? You kill things. As far as I was concerned. I hadn't played a Persona game or a Shin Megami Tensei where you talk to the enemies. Oh, Wrigley? I figured you'd seen it since it was a very common one. Not in Alex's neck of the woods. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're aware of JoJo's, because
Yeah.
otherwise I'd have to have you go apologize to Romney for not listening to him.
Yeah, I'm aware of JoJo, but it doesn't seem
But
like
you didn't play Undertale.
no.
And I played it like in one of those early experimental streams that I tried to do early on, but I ultimately I didn't hate it. I got bored with Undertale.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the cardinal sin. That was the step too far. Is that unfortunately it bored me. So and even to this day, I think even Forlorn Hope has asked her you're ever gonna do, I think it's called Deltarune, which is another thing that Toby Fox made, and I've just kind of avoided it. I've avoided the answer. It's like, I don't know, maybe it could happen. I don't know. Just because I don't want to disappoint. Like, Forlorn Hope already is mad at me for a number of things, I'm guessing. The fact that I've said that I would try out Rune Factory on stream and I just haven't found the time to do it.
You've conquered the shrines and claimed the spirit.
I haven't intentionally tried to break all my promises to her, but it's highly story-based. The gameplay isn't for everyone. Well, my problem is that it was... I liked the corny story. That was fine. My problem is that eventually I kind of got irritated with some of the people in the chat getting mad at me because, again, I hadn't played Persona. I hadn't played any of the games where you interacted with enemies. I had played Final Fantasy, Pokemon, Dragon Warrior, and that's it.
Right.
And in all of those, you kill all opposition that's in front of you. And so I went down the genocidal path and people got mad.
Oh, it's the tiny traveler. Your Nova told me all about how you helped him, brother. Here's a reward for you. Aliens like you need this sort of thing, right?
Yay!
Yeah, I need fireproof elixir. I'm wearing flamebreaker armor, thanks. Well, that...
It's kind of goes against everything here. What? Let me answer this really quick. Would I play Undertale again? I'd consider it. I would definitely play it with somebody like Andrea so that people would then not get mad at me. Because like at least we can talk about, you know, Sans or other things. I'll play it with Alex. That way Forlorn Hope doesn't get mad at me.
Right.
Oh shit, my pants are off.
I pooped my pants.
That's not a good sign with those pants.
I think I'm finally getting the hang of controlling this divine beast. I tell you what, sure is a blast piloting a toy like this around. Let those other champions know. They better eat their gravel if they want to keep up with the group. Speaking of, can you believe this view? Just look at all those delectable rocks sprinkled on those mountains. My
Right.
taste. I may not know a whole lot about this Calamity Ganon thing,
See,
but Mark...
no, Alex, I need it. Anytime Calamity Ganon is said, I need you to do it.
The yeehaw? Or...
Yes, please.
Okay.
Now.
All right. Yeehaw! Calamity again.
Thank you.
Becoming the princesses
The pandemic is over.
really big
We as a
deal.
country once again must be trapped.
No,
I refuse! Everyone, take your pants off right now!
princess is a strong
Take your pants off.
We will take the Danny approach.
Un-
We
Give us an
will-
unzip your pants.
No, the correct pronunciation is unzip your pants. There you go. Now I kind of wish I'd been at that Game Grumps live where they actually got Danny and Aaron to both take their pants off.
So what was I saying? That was a little strange. As far as I know, Death Mountain has been quiet for decades.
Now, for the record, Daruk has renewed a little bit of my faith in the Gorons, but
That size, then. Never mind. Forget I said it.
okay. That now we know why Link forgot all the memories. It's because he was very easy to forget. It's like, ooh, squirrel. The squirrel's on fire. Are my pants on?
What's got into you? Aliens sure are strange. Anyway, Yunobo's actually the descendant of the great Daruk. That's why that slacker can even use Daruk's protection.
Fuck you.
He uses it to protect himself when he would fire Redunia.
And Redania.
Redania. Tomato. Oh, yeah.
This guy has lots of back problems.
Well, he's old.
Dude, he has rocks growing on him! If I had the stones coming out of his back like he does, I would have back problems. I have no problem saying that. I feel for the guy. You know what? I'm officially going to use that from here on in, Bobby. The pandemic.
The pandemic.
I'm good with that. Yeah, you've seen that on YouTube, right? Where at Game Grumps Live, they both took their pants off.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh my gosh, I need to send you that video too. Where they where Danny finally got Aaron to take off his pants in front of everybody.
Whoa!
You got the massive stones growing somewhere else. Be proud, lol. Well, thank you, I appreciate that. Andrea would know. Anyway, sorry. I'll stop now. So yeah, what were we talking about? I can't even remember because I'm laughing at the pandemic. Oh yeah, Undertale. Yeah, I'd probably play that again, but I'd have to do it with like Alex or somebody like that so I don't get in trouble.
Oh no!
Because otherwise, Forlorn Harp will kill me. Ow. All that was left was his tentacle. Don't ask where it came from.
Day of the Tentacle.
That's another one we needed to do.
Yeah, we should do that sometime.
I like that one. But my problem is that we can't do Maniac Mansion, which is technically its prequel.
Right.
Because Day of the Tentacle was a sequel to Maniac Mansion because it involves the same characters. So I need to figure out a way for us to be able to do Maniac Mansion first.
I wish they would. Oh.
And originally, that I believe the way
Bridge.
that Tim Schafer had built it, he wanted to, like, if you had saves from Maniac Mansion, you could have that, but you could have references to that. And there was just such a generational divide between Maniac Mansion and Day of the Tentacle that they couldn't do it. But if people can't remember, like, my original icon on YouTube was Bernard from Day of the Tentacle. So... What? It was a Guybrush Threepwood? No. Because I had embraced my inner geek at that point. I can't actually remember what we have to do to initiate the Rudania event.
We gotta go find Boo again.
Yeah. But no, you're too busy having your hot spring episode.
Yep, Link's gotta have a hot spring episode. Gotta get all the gals of Zelda, gotta get Zelda and Mipha together and have ourselves a hot spring episode.
God. The boobs, they are glorious. Although we might have to cover up what's her bucket? The Gerudo champion.
Oh yeah.
Those abs
Urbosa.
could put somebody's eye out.
Okay. Yeah, can't forget Urbosa.
Can't bring Urbosa. Those abs would put somebody's eye out. I'm just saying, like Mipha's allowed, but Mipha would be freaking out. It's like, why are you seeing so many scantily clad girls? You're supposed to love me, damn it! Every episode with Shadow is a hot episode. The season is irrelevant. Ouch! That kind of hurt. I mean, it was great, but it still kind of hurt.
Do.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see. I need to get back on the road.
And I can already hear our daughter once again.
Oh, shit.
That was not the hot spring you should have been
Please
aiming
tell
for.
me it's the tablet.
It isn't. It's gonna be something else.
She's singing the ABCs.
Yeah, she is, violently. That's how we know that our daughter is angry. She starts violently singing the ABCs.
Hi.
Hi. You want to come on camera? No. She's like, give me my tablet and let me leave. We get requests to have the kids come on camera, but honestly, they don't even want to. Like, we know that you have these things on, we don't want to be in front of them. And then you caused a cave-in that killed you.
I was trying to think of some other... I mean, maybe it was only Castle Illusion that was the only remake of one of the Mickey games. I can't remember if I played any other Mickey games.
I can already tell you one that people have been begging for years, which is Magical Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. It was a Super Nintendo game that was really well received. It was one of the Capcom Disney games, and so at that point, that's why I've been screaming for years that somebody needs to put out the Mickey Mouse collection from Disney, because all of their Mickey games, I think even they did Mickey Mania. No, they did not do Mickey Mania, but they did a bunch of them, and they were good. If for anything, I would want them to do Mickey's Mousecapade so that I can then do my own version of Game Grumps episode. Mickey Mouse. First of all, what the fuck is this?
Ow.
Why are these chairs actually coming out to hit me? What do they want me to do? Sit on them?
Damn it, why didn't you flurry rush? I had the prompt and then he just stopped.
Because Link was waiting for me to finish the joke.
Fuck!
Oh, okay. So he actually did put it in the Discord. And
Yeah.
I just barely got the notification. That's how delayed things are for me, Bobby. This is why I don't worry about this stuff. Holy shit. Is that supposed to be... Oh, never mind. I'm not even on the right server. God damn it.
Wow! You're so crazy strong, Goro! You saved me again!
Wow, this thing was on Genesis.
Genesis!
Like, the way that you described it... Did you just make a Star Trek joke? I'm so fucking proud of you.
No, it was a...
Genesis!
It was a... Oh, yeah, it is a Star Trek joke.
It's
yeah.
Star Trek 3.
Yeah.
I need to go to Genesis. Genesis! Yeah, this is a Genesis game. I would have thoroughly been convinced it was a Master System game. This is... Guys, this is Daruk's ancestor, or not ancestor, but Daruk's descendant.
Descendant, yeah.
This is Daruk's descendant. This is why I've lost faith in the Goron race.
It's racist, Adam.
It's what's racist? That he's a wimp?
Yeah, that you lost faith in the Goron race. That's racist.
Oh, okay, well. It's not my first time in the racist foray. So, it was great for a poor kid in a trailer. Lol. No, dude, I'm not knocking it. Like, but what you basically have described to me, that was like Wrecking Crew. I knew people that, I knew kids that played Wrecking Crew. I didn't play it, but I knew kids that did. Yeah, believe it or not, like, at one point there was a shortage on games like Super Mario Brothers and The Legend of Zelda. So at that point, people were kind of only subjected to games like Duck Hunt and Wrecking Crew. I'm not beleaguering that at all. I was just kind of surprised that it was a Genesis title, because the way that you were kind of explaining, I'm like, okay, well that sounds like mechanics for the Master System. Because when the Mega Drive was initially realized at launch, it was like, we have to figure out as many ways to do blast processing as possible. Hence why Sonic was born.
Oh, fucking Genesis processing, stop being so blast!
Genesis?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have to do the Star Trek joke now. Every time. Okay, so Yunobo has opened the way.
He's opened the way.
Do we actually have to have him follow us?
Unfortunately,
yeah. That's right, because he's got to shield us from Redania.
And we have to use him to fire into Redania.
Yes. So this is going to be fun, right?
That's actually not that bad as far as like escort missions go.
This is the only one that gave me any kind of grief. All of the other divine beasts weren't that hard, but this one, and it's not this mission that gave me grief. It was the dungeon itself.
Oh, the fight, yeah.
No, not the fight. The dungeon itself.
The dungeon was confusing. Okay.
Yeah, because of the rotation mechanic that was utilized.
Yeah, this one's a little confusing.
Because you could have moments where you twist the entire thing, and you don't have that with the other ones.
Yeah, I think it's always Von Naboris that gives me trouble. Robot Humpy Campbell.
Dude, everybody has one. I've talked to people who had issues with Ruta, and also people who had issues with Naboris and...
A wink, a whistle.
What's the other? The bird one.
Mind powers. I'm gonna answer mind powers. Wow, you mean like real life telepathy? I didn't know Hylians could do that sort of thing these days.
Good
Are you
God.
transmitting yet, Goro?
Okay, Bobby, have you ever seen an anime called Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple? Because Yunobo is basically Kenichi in like the first 3 episodes, where he's the ultra geek, and he has to read a book on how to socialize. Socializing is so beyond him that he has to get a book for it.
I thought there was a shrine nearby here.
Yes, I've seen that. All right. It's one of the greatest Vic Mignogna roles of all time, where he actually plays a leery pervert.
Adam, was there a shrine nearby? Do you remember?
In this area?
Yeah, I thought there was a shrine.
There's a lot of them in the Death Mountain area, but I don't think there was anything close to Rudani.
Hey, where are you going, Goro? Shut up, Goro.
Now, Alex. We don't talk about Goro Miyazaki like that. Or Goro Majima.
I give up. Actually, I do want to, because I think there was a shrine right here.
I don't think there was a shrine near where Rudania is parked.
At the Bridge of Eldon.
But, like, bring up the map again. Zoom it out a little bit. I know that there's a lot of shrines in, like, the northern part of Death Mountain. But I don't think a lot of them you can do right now, because one of them is, like, that test of strength, and...
Death Mountain, Bridge of Eldon. Non-Gorons turn back or burn. Just because I want...
I'm sorry, did you say burn?
Yeah, burn.
I'm sorry, you needed to say it properly. Burn in the fires of Inferno!
Oh. I know. Because I really did want to kind of go back to the Great Ferry, but I want a shortcut back here.
I can get that.
I swear there was one really close to the bridge. But maybe not.
Actually, there might... Well, it's not super close, but... you see that landmass, like, just to the right, just to the south of the bridge? I think there's one in that area.
Like, where the...
To the right. To the right. In that area.
Yeah.
There might be one in that area, but it's not going to be, like, super close.
Yeah. You know what? I can at least get to the Divine Beast and then warp back.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
so.
you can do that, because we got, like, 15 minutes. So we can nuke out the Divine Beast, and then you just have the Divine Beast. And that's all that matters, Alex.
That is all that matters.
That would be our 4th Divine Beast, so people could finally get up off our ass and and say, like, are you guys gonna finish this game in, like, before 2030?
Before 2030? Well, I'm sure we'll finish it before Breath of the Wild 2.
I don't know, I'm starting to have doubts, but that's just because of how big this game is.
Yeah.
Well, Alice.
I haven't actually, unfortunately, I haven't, like, kept a proper tally of how many shrines we've completed. Plus, you're actually doing shrines on the side. So it's just like, I don't even know if we're that close. That and you want to do the Golden Poop Award, so...
No, I really don't. I don't want to
Okay,
go...
thank God.
Oh, shit. I don't want to do all the Korok seeds. I'm just trying to find what I can anyway. So I can expand my inventory so I don't have to item cap rage.
Why is he standing at attention?
Because I whistled. So,
A 10 hot.
like, Link's just like, oi.
Chest out, shoulders in. Yeah, this is what makes Death Mountain the way that everybody remembers. That's some good shit.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah, don't wreck a sword. Aha! Ruby and Sapphire.
And a diamond, too.
Those are different generations, Alex.
That's true.
As a Pokemon fan, I would think you would understand that.
Well, that is true. They are from...
Well, there was
They're
Wait,
gen
you didn't
apart.
read? You didn't have to read? You just learned about...
Oh, shit.
nice job breaking it, Hero.
Exactly. I broke the century. This is what I needed to do.
And yet you're holding his innards. Yep, that's why I'm proud of Alex.
Is there a reason why you had to push that?
So I can clear the path.
I think Bobby is making a joke about how people used to read the manuals.
Do you remember those?
Silly Bobby, they
Nobody
only read
read the
Nintendo's
manuals.
manuals because they actually had color.
Do you remember manuals were a thing when you bought games?
Yeah.
Yep.
And nobody read them. That's why they stopped printing them.
Except the Nintendo ones. They read those. Because the Nintendo ones, they actually, you know, put some effort into them. But then, like, Capcom's like, why on earth do we have to do that?
There's another one.
Yeah, it actually would astonish you guys to know, like, the actual era that manuals and games ended. Just guess which generation it was.
Yunobo couldn't hear you. Yunobo is deaf.
The audience is now
Deaf. Classic.
THX.
That was Thud. Well, I mean, in real life it's THX, but in the movie it was Thud.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
It's been forever.
And LucasArts had the better one, which was THX. The monkeys are listening. Which Ron Gilbert got in trouble for. But it still makes me giggle. Apparently George didn't understand the joke. It's like, wait. Who wants to use THX? Does he work for me? Yes. He wants to say it for what? What does he have against monkeys? I love you, Ron Gilbert. You made fun of George Lucas how many times and never met the guy? So... Well, dude, I mean, they made fun of Empire Strikes Back in Monkey Island 2. And I believe to this day Ron Gilbert has said he's never met George Lucas. So,
That's hilarious.
He worked for LucasArts. He never met the guy.
No.
And yet he made how much money for Lucas back in the day?
Who knows? Probably quite a bit.
Enough to keep things going while he was working on the prequels.
Yeah.
You hit me. I'm telling mommy. Oh jeez. Crap! I have hiccups now.
Could you imagine if your character was after that, Gora?
Okay, I have not done enough to earn that kind of criticism today.
I'm just wondering.
Hell no. That would be worse. At least Drak is a productive member of Goron society.
True.
Hey, Bobby, do you remember way back in the day when video games actually taught you how to play them without tutorials?
Did they ever do that?
Yes, actually. A lot of the principles of game design, you'd be surprised how much you learn in a video game without ever like an 8-bit, 16-bit. Like they didn't have tutorials.
I know.
Back then.
They just threw you in and said,
They threw you
good
in,
luck.
but they actually, it had a unique psychological way of teaching you.
Right.
It's
So-
like they had probably very minimal.
Yeah, that's
tutorial.
why I like to take all the 90s moms where it's like video games do nothing but rot your brain, and I like to point out actually no, they taught like legitimate life skills. You know, things that the shit you're supposed to be learning in school aren't even worthwhile. They were teaching you how to do, I don't know, read a map, read a clock, actually manage your inventory, actually manage your currencies. Blasphemy, I know.
Well, because nowadays it's like there's like lots of tutorial stuff, and they're holding your hand for a good portion.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, okay.
It's because bitches like that complained about that, and it was pointless because there were so many things that naturally you learn about a video game. I still talk to people to this day who played Grand Theft Auto and know how to manage their money better than most college students. Never went to college a day in their lives, but because they played Grand Theft Auto, they actually learned how to save money.
That's good. That's very good.
And that's Grand Theft Auto! Like, that's the biggest offender of video games, right?
Yeah, that's like the one that's like, it turns out
It turns out Grand Theft Auto actually made productive members of society.
Yeah,
Who'd have thunk it?
Go figure that. You know, see, we're on the subject. So there's a Pokemon YouTuber I follow. He makes like Pokemon challenge videos every week. And so
By challenge, are we talking like Nuzlocke or?
kind of like Nuzlocke, not quite, but it's more like, it's usually like single Pokemon runs.
Yeah.
And so he tells the story a few times. Like he first played the games when he was like 5 years old. So he really didn't know how to read, but he kind of just learned how to play the game that way.
Wait, are you saying he learned how to read by playing a video game?
Kind of.
Holy shit!
Kind of. It's just more like he kind of learned how to play the game on his own without really comprehending the text.
Yeah.
He kind of was able to read it, and like when he needed help, he'd get his mom to help him or something. But
Okay.
yeah, like so that was. I always find that really interesting that he kind of just learned on his own to play the game.
Yeah, that's what we had to do back
Yeah.
in the days, guys. We didn't have tutorials holding our hands the entire fucking time.
It's true.
I don't have a problem with tutorials as long as it's worthwhile for them to be there.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to use them to teach a key mechanic of the game, I don't have a problem with that. But when you're teaching people how to move, well, that's fucking obvious.
Press the up stick to move.
Press the up stick to move.
Thanks.
You can move backwards by pressing back on the control stick.
Like, this isn't my first video game ever.
Well, but even, like, to the person that this is the first video game ever, they've watched their kids do it a number of times. They pretty much have that part figured out.
Yeah. It's like, I know, I always hate, like,
I actually have talked to, like, old people who have said, I learned more watching my kids playing video games than I did from the game. I'm ashamed to say, I played Pokemon Gold Hour 2 hours and never figured out where the door was exactly. That's all right. One of my favorite podcasters on YouTube, Gary Buechler of Nerdrotic. One of the biggest jokes that gets made about him is like the last video game he played was like Pac-Man. He's like 60, and somebody like out of nowhere, since he was a big fan of the Witcher, the books The Witcher is based off of.
Right.
So he decided to try out the Witcher games, and he actually spent like the better part of 3 hours stuck in the intro cabin. He literally could not find a way to open the door.
Well, it took me a while with this game to get off the Great Plateau. So.
Guys, I'm not knocking it. Like, do you, but the game does teach you as long as you're paying attention. And so one of the jokes that gets made about him, so one of his podcasts is called Friday Night Tights, where people keep on saying, well, Gary ought to try this game. He's like, well, yeah, maybe one of these days he'll get back to a live stream on Twitch where he can finally get out of the cabin in The Witcher. It's like, yep. Because that's how that goes.
You just love it when you deal with some puzzles and you cannot figure it out until it took you like several hours and you're like, Oh my gosh, it was simple.
I know, that's why I don't like playing puzzle games, because then I just feel stupid after. I'm like, oh my god, it was so
There's also
simple!
some complex puzzles that you probably have solved in video games that made you feel good about yourself.
These ones, usually, yeah.
Yeah. Or in your case, like, you know, one of your favorite games is the dot hack games. Are you telling me that you didn't feel a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction when you finally beat the final boss for the first time?
especially in the first game. The final boss in the first game is really tough.
Yeah.
I know it took me a long time to beat Scathe. So, yeah.
So it's just like, again, here's going to be another statement that gets Drak in trouble, but that's all right. At least we don't have to worry about rain here. I say that and then it'll start raining.
It's Death Mountain. It doesn't rain up here.
But I love having to deal with a lot of people saying like, my self-esteem was so horrible back in the day. And then I ask him like, okay, how many times did you beat Bowser and Mario? Oh, I beat Bowser so many times. It's so great. Did you like that first feeling when you beat Bowser for the first time? Yeah, that was a really great thing. You don't have horrible self-esteem. Because you actually were able to properly compliment yourself when you beat Bowser for the first time. I know people with actual self-hatred that actually still beat themselves up over the fact that it took them 5 attempts instead of 4 to beat Bowser. Okay? Why couldn't it have been 3? It's okay. It's okay.
Or overshoot.
Or even better, like the high school kids that call themselves hardcore gamers and then I get to tell them, oh yeah, by the way, there used to be a time where movie tie-in games were a thing.
Yeah.
No, they weren't. Yeah, they were.
Once upon a time, they were.
Mm-hmm. And maybe one of these days we'll actually like go and get some ROMs for them and we'll start playing them.
Kind of a lost art.
It kind of is, because like what was the last movie tie-in? The Mummy Demastered?
Yeah.
That was pretty much it.
If you can even call that a movie tie-in, right?
It's definitely not even. It's not done anymore. I mean, if it's done on like an old school movie, and it's done in such a shitty way. Because like the perfect example that I will give is Rambo the video game when that came out.
Yeah. Let's see.
I love telling these stories to some of these kids, like some of the things that video games used to do, and just like, no, it didn't.
No.
Yeah, would you believe that Capcom at one point was like the best movie tie-in game maker, and all of their stuff was like Disney properties? There's no way they'd work with Disney. Obviously, Disney's only ever worked with Square Enix. Bullshit. They've worked with Capcom. They've worked with Konami. They've worked with Sega.
Yeah.
Hey, you could take that box with you.
They've worked with fucking Nintendo. They don't like each other. Actually, this is fact. Nintendo and Disney don't get along.
The 4 nations lived in harmony. And then...
The 4 nations lived in harmony.
And then
I like how you said that.
And then somebody attacked. I don't know who attacked to change
And then the
it.
Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah, I know it's the Fire Nation in the show. I'm trying to think of like a gaming example, like who attacked to make it all change.
And then it all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yay! It didn't go off.
Yeah, I still complain to people to this day that some of the basic things that get taught, like inventory and money management in video games, should be taught in schools. And now I've just kind of given up on the argument because I'm just like, okay, toss them an RPG and just tell them to survive in it for like 30 days.
You don't win. You survive.
Yes. Well, the reason I say survive is just like, okay, if you want to, like, basically my goal would be like advance to this far within 30 days. Because at that point, you're going to have to do a couple of things. You're going to have to manage your money. You're going to have to manage your inventory. You're going to have to be able to read a map. You're going to have to be able to read a clock. I might even put in, like, if it's a Pokemon game, I might even put in a requirement of, like, you have to get this Pokemon, which only shows up at night. Because it's kind of funny how, like, video games now are teaching life lessons to kids. And that's not even something that's done in schools anymore.
Hey, it's Dinaro.
It's Dinaro. Make sure he doesn't see you. He'll start breathing fire. He knows how to do that.
Well, I got the fireproof armor on, so I'm good.
Not from a big fireball that sends you into the lava.
I fell into the lava!
Good God, King! The God is my witness! He fell in the lava!
What are you doing?
Jim Ross.
I have no idea what you're doing or talking
For a minute
about.
there, I thought you.
Oh, I was doing the Hell in the Cell reaction. When mankind fell off of the 12-foot Hell in the Cell. And Jim Ross reacted. Because that's what everybody talks about. That's like one of Jim Ross's greatest moments in wrestling. Hail to Jim Ross, one of the best sportscasters of all time. Wait, he's better than this sportscaster? Yes. But he's never even done basketball. I don't care. Jim Ross can sell barbecue sauce to me. In fact, he does on a regular basis.
You know what? I said, you know what? You can just...
You know what? Just for the hell of it, I would have a bunch of kids play Yu-Gi-Oh games. Because you actually have to manage a currency in that to buy cards. So, there you go. Like, okay, and you have to have a blue eyes white dragon.
Dungeon dice monster.
Now, we can't do that because that's like old school Game Boy Color. That needs to be redone. Just for the hell of it.
So it's just like Duel Monsters. My game is not like Duel Monsters. My game involves dice.
Yeah. I still love Cell versus Yugi. That was great. Oh, now he feels better. Oh, was that too much? I must go up to the volcano. It will heal me. Oh God, everything's on fire!
But what could be more dangerous than Death Mountain?
The Mountain of Death.
Matterhorn there.
The fires of Mount Doom.
The cave-like vagina in the mountain.
You really put a licking on that thing, Link. It's time to finish the job. This is our big chance.
It's not there.
Shit, I forgot my glider! Oh my god, he jumped without his...
Oh my God, King! He jumped off the cliff! As God is my witness!
He took my wallet.
Actually, I would love to hear Link say, "Wait, I thought you were gonna jump too, you know, you motherfuckers!" And this is why Link should never have a voice. Because it's way more fun to just infer what he says. All right, so we have the travel gate for Rudania,
That's right.
which is, by the way, the final,
Hey, little guy. Long
the
time.
final
Divine Beast.
Divine Beast, because we've gotten them all done.
I always knew you'd come back. You know, I never stopped believing in you.
Yes, you did. We caught you on tape.
Control of Overdania back from Ganon, eh? You're gonna need a map that
Wait,
shows
you caught my CNN interview? Yes, on CNN Plus. Oh, I don't have to worry about that. That system, that platform doesn't exist anymore.
Boy, that died quickly.
Yeah.
from the guidance.
Actually, one of the things I've loved is the Reddit jokes about that, of just figuring out how many other blunders lasted longer than CNN Plus.
Quibi lasted longer than CNN.
Quibi lasted longer. The Chevy Chase show lasted longer than
Oh,
CNN
the Chevy
Plus.
Chase show did.
Arsenio Hall lasted longer than CNN Plus.
And hey, I think Arsenio Hall says he's gonna come back.
Yeah, again.
Gonna make a new show.
Yeah, again.
Hey,
The dude has had like 3 different comebacks.
you've been a bad boy. Now my people tell me you got a restraining order against me, and that it's legally binding.
All right. Actually, we need to swap games. So
All right, cool.
let's get to a point where we can properly save. But we'll have fun with this in .hack of how many things lasted longer than CNN Plus. Can we laugh at that on Friday?
Yeah, I think we
Please. I just want you to find a bunch of services. Did MoviePass last longer than
MoviePass, because MoviePass keeps coming back from the grave. So yes. It has lasted longer than CNN Plus. Let me activate the terminal.
And I know some people are like, well, you should at least feel bad for Chris Wallace. Fuck that! I don't feel bad for Chris Wallace at all.
Rag and Bone Vocal Club.
Because anybody should have looked at Chris Wallace and basically said a streaming platform for news.
For real.
You should never have signed up for that.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was doomed to fail. I'm surprised they got 10,000 viewers. Or 10,000. Yeah, it was. They had like 100,000 subscriptions, which is again staggering, and 10,000 active viewers. Good God, I'm pretty sure the Chevy Chase show had more ratings than that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna drop something.
Yes, you probably are.
Hang on. Oh.
Sorry, I need you to say it, Alex.
Item cap rage.
The rage is fizzling out. So while we figure this out, so in a little bit we're gonna be taking a break. When we come back, it's gonna be .hack GU Volume 3 Redemption.
Well, it's
Redemption, right?
Yes, Redemption.
I have to double check. I actually wrote it in as quarantine at one point, and it stayed there for like a day. And somebody actually pointed out to me, it's actually this. I'm like,
quarantine. That's last gen.
I've got my games mixed up. I'm not old.
You're
Damn
just
old.
senile.
Just senile.
I'm not senile. Now get the fuck off my lawn.
See,
so yeah, well, we'll be doing .hack in a little bit, and yeah, we're gonna talk about how many things lasted longer than CNN Plus. Oh God, who thought that was a good idea?
Yeah, really.
This is the one thing that I want to do, Alex. I want to watch a streaming service about news.
Yeah, sounds great.
Oh my God, even the Cosby Show would have looked at you and gone, "What the fuck?"
Let's see.
And what's worse is that it was Warner, so at that point it's like, really?
Marvel Endgame lasted longer than CNN.
We're gonna have fun with this, is what I'm saying, people.
Yeah.
All right, are we good?
Yep, just good.
Okay.
We got the Divine Beast activated, so I can have a quick fast travel back.
Let's go ahead and call a break then. So when we get back, it's going to be some .hack GU Volume 3.
All right.
We will find out the fate of pretty much everybody in the world because a 10-year-old twat is in charge.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll see you guys then.